Hello everyone, welcome back to the Cursing Seamstress. I feel like I am not quite balanced. My tripod is maybe not level. Anyway, I've made 2 patterns, and for the first time I have tried a Cashmerette pattern. And I've tried Love Notions before, but I've tried a Cashmerette pattern, and the pattern I chose was the Springfield top. The Springfield top, and I will insert pictures along the way, is a tank top made for wovens. So it is looser fitting, but at the same time it's shapely. There are a couple of versions. You can kind of mix and match any way you want to, but there is a tighter fitting version which has I didn't make that one, but it has a back center in it. So the back is I think it's 3 pieces. It gives you a little bit more of a curvy look. There's also the option for both versions to have a band, to cut the top a little bit shorter, and you put a band on, which is kind of a decorative more than functional, I guess. This is the front view of the top. You can see that it does go in here. It has darts. And the shoulder is wide enough to cover your bra straps. It comes in cup sizes. I've never tried a Cashmerette, as I've said, but I've only heard good things about them. They're for larger sized women, but the smallest size is a 12. So I barely fit into the 12. But I did fit into it. I did end up taking the seam up a little bit more, maybe, I don't know, maybe 1/4 of an inch on either side for me. Also, surprisingly, I did need to lower the darts, and I lowered them by 1/2 inch. And even with that, I think they're meant to be a little higher. When I look at the models on their website, the dart actually does hit a little high. But I was surprised to have to do that because they are, again, for fuller figured, larger busts. They have different bust sizes. I did the CD because I'm a C cup. And the top fits great. It is a little bit longer in the front than in the back, but not much. It's just nice to have a tank top that's for a woven fabric. So I'll just show it to you here, and I'll put some pictures after a bit of my wearing it. This has not been ironed. I use water-soluble markers when I sew. I really depend on those, and I've mentioned this before. The Crayola markers are really wonderful for that. Here's one here. They're called Ultra Clean Washable, and I did use this. I use them on everything I make, but after I got done, I washed this top, and I noticed that the green that I used did not totally wash out on the dart markings. So I sprayed it with some spray and wash and washed it again. Actually, I wore it because it was very, very light, and I wore it because I wanted to show the top to my daughter. All right, so this top, it does have a yoke on the back. This is straight out of the washing machine. It's not lined, so, you know, this is finished with a serger here. This is some really cheap fabric that I thrifted that I used for the binding, the bias binding here. So it's bias binding on the arm's eye and on the neckline. The bottom is simply hemmed. The pattern called for a vent here. I didn't put the vent. This, you'll see on me where it hits, but it hits me, you know, at the hip line. It's a good place. I didn't have to fiddle around with lowering or lengthening or anything like that. So this is what it looks like from the front. And you can see when I turn it that the front hangs down just a little bit lower. I hope you can see that. But it's a great top, and I've heard great things about it on the Facebook Cashmerette page that I belong to. Everybody was saying great things about it, and again, I like a woven tank. I mean, you can wear this with pants, a skirt, whatever. It's just really nice. And I'm just trying to think if there was anything kind of, well, I don't know. The way they tell you to put the bias binding on is to start kind of at the underarm seam, but leave an inch or so and then sew around it and then match it up together and sew on that. I'm sure I'm not making sense, but I almost would rather put it in the traditional way, because matching it up and sewing that seam across the bias binding, sometimes it's not that easy to do. So that's that. It has a great look. I like it a lot, and I plan to make more tops. It's a great way to get rid of some spare fabric that's woven. Okay. The other thing I made was a pair of pants, and these pants are by Love Notions. They're called the Allegro pants, Allegro. These pants have, let me think of all the important things about it, different versions. There is a separate band for the elastic. There is a cropped version, a regular length version, and a elasticized hem version, and shorts and a skirt. Gosh, Love Notions is so good about putting in such a variety in their patterns. So I sewed the crop version. Seems like there's, yeah, they offer you the option of doing front pockets, patch pockets on the back. They also call for a string to be inserted through the waistband. I don't do strings. I don't really care for them. So I just used elastic. This is inside out. This is the front inside out with the sort of faux fly that you can see there. This is the back. I did put one patch pocket on there. All right, other thing is when you cut the waistband and the waistband facing, it's really important that you mark those pieces front and back because you can get those confused. It's also important that you mark the top of the waistband because there is a very slight curve for the top, but it is so slight that once you cut them out, you may not recognize which is the top. You may not be able to really recognize which is the curved, narrower part. So I would do that. In hindsight, I wish I had. I figured it out, but I actually sewed, I think, one side, short side, the wrong way, and it was easy enough to correct it. But if and I probably will make these pants again, I'm going to make sure to mark the top of all of those pieces. I guess I can't really say too much else. I'm going to turn these oh yeah, okay, this is the cropped version. They're not that cropped. So, and you'll see on me, they actually come to my ankle. So they're shorter, I guess, than the pants version. But if you truly want a cropped look, you're probably going to have to snip off a little bit more. As a matter of fact, I could probably snip off another 2 inches to truly make them look cropped rather than ankle. This fabric this fabric is thrifted. It's a very, I showed it last video, but it's a very lightweight baby cord in a powder pink, which is just so cute. All right, so this is turned right side out. That's what it looks like with all the markings on it. I put in for the waistband, you leave a little opening on the facing side of the inside of the waistband, and I probably won't stitch that up, but that's where that is. And I threaded in a 1/2 inch elastic into the upper and the lower casing. I didn't do the grommets and the string, as I said. I thought it was a little bit strange when I was cutting this out and putting my markings on that the markings for the pocket seemed really slanted, but that's the way it's meant to be. It just seems a little different. Doesn't bother me, it's fine. The markings were exactly as they told me to put them. So these are the slash pockets. You have the option of not doing the pockets, but I did. I kind of like that look. And you know, I don't know anything else to say except these are nice pants, and I don't make a lot of pants for myself. You know, I don't know, I was just thinking of these. I tried these on together, and I like a monochromatic look. I've said that in the past. So I don't mind that look at all. I think it looks fine together. Whether I'll wear it together, I'm not sure. It kind of reminds me of the look of little girls' outfits in the 60s and maybe early 70s, that baby corduroy matching top and pants with elastic waistband. The one thing I was going to say about these pants is I tend to shy away from pants with an elastic waistband. That's because they make me look fat, and they make me look fat around the hips and around the waist. So I always like the type of waistband that is, even though it has elastic in it, it's totally smooth. I love that kind of waistband, and I was kind of concerned about these pants because they don't have that kind of waistband. What I would like is if it had a flat front and an elastic in the back. That would be great. And I know there are those pants out there, and I just saw somebody talking about them the other day, and I can't remember who the pattern maker was. I need to go back and look at that. But what I was going to say is these pants, despite the elastic all the way around, are slimming, and that was very surprising to me. I am bigger on the bottom than I am on the top. So I was thinking these might become pajama bottoms, which is where a lot of my failures end up. But no, these are going to be worn. I like them, and I think they're cute. So anyway, I either will have put pictures in all along, or I'll just show you me wearing this all together, and you can form your own opinion. Both of these patterns are absolutely wonderful. Both have a great reputation, and can't think of anything. If I forget, if I haven't said something I need to say, I'll put it in the video itself as text, so you can see it. Well, I hope you can see all of this. This is the pants. It still has markings on it. I haven't washed it yet. This is the cropped version, and I think it's slimming. These are the pockets here, the slash pockets that I opted for. Dixie's in the background. This is the pocket. I put one pocket on the back, and this is the top. It's a great fit. I did, as I said, take it in just a little bit more to make it fit me better. This is what the back looks like. There's no sway back issue. It's just a nice set, I think. I think I would wear it together. I like it. And I highly recommend both patterns. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.